Yeah, he's just staring at me. You got to interact with me, man. Here we go. The gate is down on our 60 or 85 10-12s, and we are looking for Luke Falzer and Drew Adams. Falzer is going to be on the KTM. Adams will be on the Kawasaki. There's Adams on the number 2. That's Drew Adams. And a few riders going down on the inside of that sweeper. And Eli Gross out of Union, Missouri is your early race leader on this 85 10-12. Not inside the top 10, but it looks like Drew Adams has now moved into the number 1 spot on that number 2 machine. I think Drew had a pretty big get off earlier in the week. Good to see Drew in the mix here. Falzer should be in the hunt there from what I gather. There he is on the 46 machine. So your 1 and 2 guys in this championship are right up front. So did you qualify for Loretta? Did you try to make it? Tough break for Landon Gordon as he went down. He was one of our players in this championship. So did you try to qualify for Loretta's?
No.
No, you just want to come hang out and swim in the creek and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
He's smart, man. Who wants to ride and work? That's too much work. I get it, man. And how old are you again? You're 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got the apprentices rolling in here on RacerTV and got this guy, Drew Adams, man, he has shown speed. This is going to be one of those heartbreak weeks. He just couldn't quite put all the pieces together. I'm sure he came out here thinking titles, Moto wins. Just hasn't worked out. A couple of inopportune crashes and other issues. So here it is. He just wants to go out in style. And the good thing is, I feel like, especially that Team Green squad, they have been scouting this race since day 1. They've had that spot down at the starting line since day 1. They supported the event since day 1. They really kind of started this idea of having big amateur support. And obviously everybody has followed in those footsteps. They'll know that Drew Adams had speed this week. And they're not just going to hinge everything on the results. Drew Adams, 3-2-1. He wins this moto. He's still going to come up short if Falzer here in second can hold on the number 46. He's going to need a mistake. Falzer, yeah. If Falzer makes a big mistake, then it's over. If Falzer stays right here where he is on that 46, then the championship is his. Looks like Falzer, though, is trying to keep Drew Adams in check.
Yeah, he got off to right behind Drew Adams. They both cleared the field. So Adams, a Tennessee kid, redheaded, freckled, obviously going to be a champion.
Chattanooga Choo-True.
With all those tangible things there.
The redhead, yeah.
Guaranteed. Super red, though. I'm talking about super major league red.
Does it, when he's angry, does the hair even turn, like, you know, they say like somebody's face turns red, their cheeks turn
red.
The hair even changes?
Yeah.
Based on his mood.
Yeah, it's like a mood ring, mood hair.
Yeah. You know, that was the thing. You know, Adam Cianciarulo came out and won a lot of titles here, but we thought he was a redhead for a little while. It's a little too strawberry. It's not full-on red for Cianciarulo.
Right.
You know, that made it a little bit tougher. You got to have that full-on Filippo Carmichael red. This is a battle for 6, by the way, with Eli Gross, Alvin Hillian fighting it out. So that's a good one right there. Closest battle on the track right now.
Yeah, Kalana Humphrey right behind them. Dominic Stallings in 8th, Reese Wheaton 9th, and Jaden Palmer rounding out your top 10. There is the TM of Alvin Hillian. Those bikes come just ready to race. They got the top parts, you know what I mean? It's like a
cool
factory edition
aluminum frame on a mini cycle, which you don't often see. And Kalana Humphrey's parents, I think, are up in the front of our deck here off of our tower. So this tower just got like 300% cooler.
Way cooler.
Just with their general awesome, cool vibe presence.
Well, they make us look much, not nearly as cool.
Well, what we do is we have a door and windows so people can't see us. We keep them on the deck out front, kind of be our front men, front woman, mom and dad. Humphrey's right behind this battle. You're watching Gross Hillian, and then just in the distance you can see Humphrey. That's 7th. There he is. So this is good to see. These 3 riders duking it out. Adams has stretched it big time now. Added 2 whole seconds to his lead.
Yeah, I believe Falzer knows he can just kind of mail this one in. No sense. You've seen what has happened in these third and final motos, chaos, and I would just absolutely sit tight in the number 2 spot. He's got a comfortable 4 seconds over Enzo Timmerman does Falzer, so no need to rush anything. Win the championship, go celebrate in Nashville for 4, 5, 6, 15 days.
Really?
Yeah.
These kids.
Yeah. Homeschool, man.
Okay.
Just do whatever you want.
I mean, I think a lot of the celebration stuff in Nashville is reserved for over age 21, but that's cool.
There's things to do for kids. Oh, one rider hits, just stays on the tunnel of love. He hit the top of the fence, helicoptered over it, literally grabbed the top rail and kept him on the top of that
Really?
fence.
He grabbed the railing.
And slid down and actually with his board all the way down. He was
rail slid it.
Yes, he grinded it.
The frame rails of the bike. Rail slide it. Into the 10 Commandments we go. So I'm sure you already covered this with our apprentice, but you got 2 buddies in this race?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Reese Wheaton and Gavin Brumfield.
Okay, so what kind of riding they do coming in? I mean, are they moto grinding every single day? They just ride every once in a while? What do you think? Are they just always on dirt bikes, these 2 guys?
I'd say yeah.
You'd say yeah, that's what it takes at this level. Into the back section of the track we go. Drew Adams leading Luke Fowler, Enzo Temmerman in 3rd. Alvin Hillen has moved all the way up to 4th now on the TM, the number 24.
There's the 38 trying to pick up who that rider is.
That's Wyatt McGrath. Yeah, 9th place.
Battles all the way back to the number 9 spot. They're all the way back to the number
17,
spot.
Cade Johnson, one of the favorites in this class. I don't know what happened to him early. He was nowhere. Now he's somewhere, looking to go inside the top 10 and get around McGrath. This would be for 9th place. Actually, no, he's already gotten him. That's the 34 of Reese Wheaton to get into 7th.
You passed your buddy, man.
Oh, Reese.
Dang it, you can't say that, though. You got to be cool.
Yeah, you got to be cool.
Got to act like he's not your buddy.
Can you say it? Can you say, oh,
there's a pass.
Wheaton loses a position. Can you say that? He won't do it. He won't say it. He's not calling that his buddy just lost. Went from 7th to 8th,
Look at this battle right here in this sweeper, Jason, right in front of us. There must be 9 motorcycles now heading into this finish line turn. Literally.
Wait a minute. A bad lap. Must have been a crash for Fowler. He just ran a 2:10 while we were watching that battle just behind him.
Oh, Run Rider, the bike goes flying into the infield there. He is running out of the way. That was the number 42. Good Lord, that was Caden Salvadori. That bike was flipping before he was halfway through the air.
Did you see the rider? Is he back up?
Yeah, he's running back for the motorcycle. Salvadori is okay.
Let me tell the championship picture. This is now Enzo Temmerman in 2nd on the 21 through the 10 Commandments. Fowler, your championship leader, he just ran a 2:10 lap time. Must have had a mistake or a crash. That pushes him back to 3rd. Now his points lead beginning to dwindle. He has 1 over Adams. If he loses 1 more position, they'll be tied. Adams will win the title on the tiebreaker with the final Moto win. So Fowler cannot afford to make 1 more of those mistakes. Alvin Hillen on that TM has been charging. He would be the rider in that position. If he could pass Fowler, Fowler would lose the title. So got to try to calm things back down if you're Luke Fowler.
Yeah, now you're getting into some uncomfortable territory. Now you got to tighten up here. You want to just ride your race and race up to Temmerman if you can do so. There is Hillian just behind him, probably about 5 seconds. I know it says 6 seconds, but I think that has since shrunk. Oh, and Hillian with a little bit of a mistake there. It looked like he almost stalled the machine.
On that TM, that's not a Yamaha. You see it in blue, but the TM. Remember a couple of years ago, Ty Masterpool on a TM. I think it was a Super Mini.
He was
dominating. Unbelievable.
Sure was. So now we are looking at the 21 of Temmerman. There is Fowler, and then we are watching Hillian on that TM trying to run down Fowler. He is Fowler's worst enemy on the racetrack right now. That number 24 machine, if he gets around Fowler, that hands the title over to Adams. Little Hoss, Big Fowler in that 3 spot, the 46 KTM, out of Pennsylvania, right? He's a Pennsylvania kid, I believe.
Yeah.
See those guys all over America racing their dirt bikes. There is the 24 of Alvin Hillian right by the mechanics area. Things are getting interesting. Oh, there goes Hillian. He goes down. That was Nick Adams. Great hope.
Oh, man, and the crash. And that's going to put Fowler in a much more comfortable position as he goes down. That was a rider trying to catch Fowler.
Now he's got to deal with Eli Gross as Hillian jumps back up. And Ryan Holiday will exit stage left.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Holiday truly express it. He's usually, no, we're cool.
He's like the Bill Belichick, good or bad, doesn't know.
Instead of something, there's a prayer center back here.
Yes.
Make a pit stop, just a little bit of luck.
He almost was falling Drew Adams' way, but falling was Hillen, and that's going to make it much easier now on Fowler. Fowler would have to make a huge mistake to lose that 3rd place position and hence lose the championship. So looking good for the KTM rider, Drew Adams of the Team Green ride.
Now you're looking at
hoping for luck. Go ahead.
The 71 of Eli Gross and Hillian still slugging it out. The 65 or the 85 10-12. There's some little guys in this one.
One of them is Cade Johnson, who's been on a roll from the back on that Yamaha. You can just see him as a third rider in this group on the 17. He's not giving up on it. He wants to get at least top 5.
Well, he was outside the top 10. He's going to have a couple of guys directly in front of him.
Yeah.
That is Cade Johnson right behind the number 71 of Eli Gross. Feet off the pegs, man. These guys are so little, though, sometimes just staying on the bike. When you tip left or right, your feet just immediately come off instinctually.
Cade Johnson, at that high leg kick to be able to get that 85 through those deep ruts on the inside, that tree turn, making it work. Would have liked to have seen what Johnson could do with a better start in this, but certainly fun to watch him come through traffic on that 17, moving toward the top 5. So I think, let's see, we are just past the halfway mark. So looking at probably 4 laps to go. So a little bit of work still left to be done. Cade Johnson in 5th, trying to get Hill in. Maybe Cade Johnson could be the secret hope for Drew Adams. If Johnson can make quick work of Hillen, and maybe with this march to the front, you know he'd love to get some Moto medals, would love the bronze in this Moto. So he'd be motivated to try to run Fowler down and get on the box, and that would actually flip the championship in Drew Adams' favor.
Got about 18, 19 seconds to try to make up on Fowler.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard pressed. But if it's the Cowie folks, that's all you can hope for. Someone
little help from
coming out of nowhere, yeah. If you're the KTM folks, you're hoping everything just freezes right here. Keep it where it is, and Luke Fowler bringing it home.
And there is Hillian. There is Cade Johnson on your right of your screen. That's the 71 of Eli Gross. As we hit lap number 5, we've got about 4 more to go here in this 85, 10 to 12.
Yep, 7 riders just ran the pace. Yes. There it is, Cade Johnson, yep. Rock River Yamaha.
Hammered down. He was one of the first kids to win one of those titles on the brand new Yamaha YZ65.
And I believe they made some changes to the engine on the 85 at the same time, trying to step up the game here in the mini cycle ranks, and Cade Johnson making it look good. Again, though, had problems early in this moto. Not sure. We didn't even have him in the top 10. Now he's made his way up to 5th. Hasn't been able to catch, though, like we thought. I thought he might be able to get right to Alvin Hillen, but Hillen doing a good job maintaining the gap between them.
204 for Adams, and the laps kind of trail off. The 205 for Timmerman in second. Falzer with a 209 now as we hit lap number 6. Here comes Hillian to come across the finish line for lap number 6 as well. And he's got Cade Johnson, a pair of blue motorcycles, different manufacturers of the TM.
Yep.
Piloted by Hillian and Cade Johnson on the YZ85.
We've run out of colors, man. The gas coming into the motocross side of the sport now. They're red. What else are they going to pick, man? I know the Hondas are red. TM in the sport.
Burgundy.
Blue. Like, what's left,
Pastels,
man?
There's tons of them. Salmon.
Really? Purple?
Salmon.
Salmon. Like a salmon pink.
Turquoise.
Purple. Somebody pick purple. It's the only thing left.
4 laps. 4 seconds a lap.
Alvin Hillian with a 205. Luke Falzer with a 209.
Well, here's the strange thing, man.
Starting to shape up.
It's Fowler's 209, I think, is the strange part here. Hillen and Johnson are just kind of running the pace. 205, 206s. More bad laps from Fowler. And if you do a little math here, if it kept up like this, it's possible they could catch him by the end. And these guys are motivated. Like I said, what's on the line is to finish 3rd in the Moto and get on the podium and get a bronze medal. And they're also pushing each other. Talking about Hillen and Johnson, 4th and 5th. That's who you're watching here on your screen at RacerTV. They don't have Fowler in sight yet, but oh boy. And maybe pressure beginning to be a factor. Fowler is now in full defense mode.
Yeah, these are the 2 kids we're talking about, Hillian and Cade Johnson. They could totally shift this championship. Right now, Fowler has 1 point to give, meaning he can stay where he's at and still win by 1 point. But if he gets passed by one of these 2 young men that you see on your screen here, the 24, that would tip the scales towards the number 2 of Drew Adams on the Kawasaki. He did what he had to do. Got a great start.
Yep.
He is just checking out.
Yep.
Falzer's had a few hiccups, a couple of slow laps, a 210 earlier in the Moto, and now a 209, which each of those laps were 4 or 5 seconds slower than everybody on the field. Obviously, some sort of a mistake. I don't see him pumping up that bad, getting that nervous.
Well, this will tell the story. It's all going to be about the lap time that Fowler puts in right here on lap 7. Another 209.
Oh.
It was another 209.
Wow.
So if Hillen and Johnson maintained that 205, 206-ish pace, and they did 206.
They can see him right there. There
Yep.
goes Fowler right across in their view in front of the mechanics area as they go back behind the billboards. So Hillian 10 seconds behind Fowler.
All right, it is not over yet. If they get him in sight, it's only going to be easier. Meanwhile, they are battling each other. Oh, Hillian a mistake. Kate Johnson all over him. Will they go faster pushing each other, or they slow each other down while battling? That is the pressure point.
I think they are just moving right now. They're not really standing each other up, going slow in the insides. Oh, Kate Johnson almost made the pass right there. That was all for effect for sure. Just put the pressure on Hillian. Hillian now covers that inside line going in the 10 Commandments. And that is for a podium spot between those two guys, Hillian and Johnson. A couple of spots separating them in the points, but for the Moto, they'd like to get up in there and finish on the box. That is the battle for the number 4 spot. Alvin Hillian holds it right now over the number 17, Kate Johnson, right there with him. What do you think, man? Does he have what it takes to put the pass together and get around Hillian? You've been watching, you've been scouting.
I don't know. It looks like he's catching up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, he was, and Hillian made that mistake. Got right on him. Next couple of sections, Hillian able to keep that gap out the same. Here they are through those sand rollers. You just keep watching. Can you see Fowler up ahead? Still cannot see him.
Kate Johnson has sat behind Alvin Hillian for about 3-4 laps.
Watch this inside. Watch his high leg kick.
Way up high.
Look at that.
I mean, that was perfect for him, though. It worked for him. He made up some time.
Yep. And as they press each other, they're trying to get to Fowler.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm going to head down to the podium. We'll see who the number 1 plate is getting handed out to.
So Fowler comes right in front of us here at the announcer's tower, and just behind him, you'll see that battle. Kate Johnson almost had the pass made. In stereo, Hillian trying to hold on as Rodney Tomlin frantically trying to text someone. A lot of texting going on here by Rodney Tomlin. He's handling business. I get it.
Go back to radio, baby.
Going across the starting line. The 24, the 17. What a battle going into the billboards. And Fowler just out of frame there. And, oh, Kate Johnson just couldn't quite stick the pass. There is Hillian. Hillian is just fighting for this position. Johnson goes outside. Hillian on the inside. The long way around, and Hillian might have stuck. Oh, they almost crossed lines. I don't know how. He had to chop the throttle. He almost hit him, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good call. Absolutely. So they are side by side again, a drag race down towards the 10 Commandments. Hillian on the 24, the blue machine, the blue bike of 17. That's Kate Johnson. This is the best race on the track, no doubt. Luke Fowler brings that lap time to a 2:08, but Hillian and Johnson both turning 2:05s. They've cut it down to 7 seconds, but they're going to need to really go after Luke Fowler if they're going to affect this championship. Fowler stays put. If everything stays put, then Fowler will be your champion over the number 2 of Drew Adams. They cannot separate themselves. Hillian and Kate Johnson just really enjoy riding next to each other. It's like Chip and Francis Poncherello cruising around the 405. That's just their partners. They're dirt bike partners. Around the big sweeper, Hillian has really fought off all the charges of the number 17 of Kate Johnson. And we start to run out of time if you are Hillian and Johnson trying to catch Luke Fowler. Fowler heading towards the Bermuda Triangle of turns. One more turn. He'll clear that area. They have drawn within almost striking distance. They've cut it down again. That was 7.9 seconds. I would imagine it's a little bit less than that. There is Hillian again. He has kept Kate Johnson honest right behind him the entire time. No passes made there. 5.2 seconds. They again chop into that lead that Fowler has in the number 3 spot. But we'll reset the field. It's Drew Adams out front, Enzo Timmerman in the number 2 spot. Fowler is 3rd, Hillian and Johnson round out your top 5. Eli Gross is 6th, Wyatt McGrath 7th, Dominic Stallings 8th, Clark Robbins 9th, and Kaysen Little round out your top 10. Closing stages here in the 85 10-12 class. Championship separated by but 1 point between Fowler and Adams. Drew Adams with 3-2-1 moto scores. Fowler looks like he's going to go 1-1-3. One pass. If Fowler gives up one position, Drew Adams would break the tie by beating him in this moto. So everything on the line for both of those young men. Falzer just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Adams has done exactly what he needs to do. There he is, the number 2 of Drew Adams, the Kawasaki Team Green rider out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He can drive home in between motos, grab himself a sandwich, cruise back later on. Not really, it's about 3 hours. So Drew Adams cruising around. One more turn to go. Rodney with that man-to-man defense here. Hard to shake him. He went man-to-man.
I do that. I don't like to play zone.
No, I know you don't like playing zone. I like it. Create turnovers. There it is. The number 2 of Drew Adams will finish in the number 1 spot. And we are looking back for our second place rider, the number 21 of Enzo Timmerman. "21 seconds Drew Adams had on those guys. The 46 of Falzer and Hillian.
Well, he gave it everything he had. He had to win the moto. He does win the moto, but the math I don't think is going to work in his favor. Luke Falzer rides consistent, rides strong all the way to the end. He avoided that big mistake. He stayed ahead of that hard charge from behind. And with that third place finish, he will be your champ. And Enzo Timmerman was the middle of that sandwich. He ends up a strong run in second with the silver. We'll go up and we'll talk to Drew Adams on the podium and get him his gold. Let's get the gold medal on your Moto winner, and we're gonna celebrate with him. He's not gonna be super stoked though, because he's gonna end up a close second in the championship, gonna miss it by 1 spot. The man we call the Chattanooga Choo Drew. We gotta get him up and we gotta get him out. Good effort, good try. We're gonna bring the number 2 up. We'll celebrate a moto win, and then we'll celebrate a title. Well, what you love to see at Loretta's is the heart, the determination. He didn't give up on it. He gave it his all in the final moto. He wins the moto. Let's hear it for the Chattanooga Choo Drew, Drew Adams. Does it at least feel good to end on the high note and get that moto win?
Yes, sir.
All right, take me through that race.
I got off to a pretty good start. Just tried to pull as far as I could. I was hoping that Alvin would get Luke, but he couldn't because he went down.
Came close. Yeah, you want to thank some people. Been a solid week. I know you want that number 1, but we'll let you thank some people.
I'd like to thank my mom, dad, Team Green Kawasaki, Dunlop Elite, Matt Walker's Modex Compound, Answer, Bell, Oakley, Alpine Star, I never forgot. Thank you.
Drew Adams, your moto winner. And we'll set the stage. We'll bring the number 46 machine up, and I'm going to grab Enzo Timmerman for second place. All right, we're going to move the number 2 machine off. Meanwhile, we got the number 21 of Enzo Timmerman. There's Enzo. Silver medal. Almost affected the championship, getting in between these contenders. So a great, solid ride. Let's hear it for Enzo Timmerman. Hey, tell me about that moto, Enzo. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was on the very outside in the start, and I was able to come out around 5th and just work my way to the front. Got into 2nd and just was able to stay there for the rest of the moto.
All right, who do you want to thank, Enzo?
My mom, my dad, my grandpa, my mechanic rider, KTM Orange Brigade, Hope, Nate, Fox, Dunlop, DT1, and everybody else. Thank you. Oh, also Robbie from DRS.
All right, let's hear it for Enzo Timmerman. Good job, Enzo. And let's bring the number 46 machine and the rider of it to the podium. He holds on for third, and that's enough to get this national championship. Let's hear it for Luke Fauser. Man, Luke, what is the pressure like in a third moto where you know you don't have to win it, you just got to not throw it away? What's that experience like?
It's super scary, and you're just so nervous because you know you got to get top three, and especially whenever your feet come off in every rut because how scared you are. But, yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, now you got a couple minutes to let it sink in. What's it feel like now?
It feels really good, like really, really good.
All right, man. Who do you want to thank for this championship drive?
My mom, my dad, KTM Orange Brigade, Nate, Hope, Dave Kilgore for putting all the time in on me at Gary Semix all summer with Gavin Towers and a couple other guys, and Pod, Troy Designs for the awesome gear, FMF, Lynx, Wrap Supply, Cernix, and Dunlop for the awesome starts and tires. And that's about it.
All right, let's bring Mr. Randy White from the AMA